The 21st century is known as the racing era. You could see the rivalry and competitors everywhere. Every nation is on the verge of going head-to-head with one another. But the deadliest rat race is in the defense industry. Everyone wants the fastest, strongest and the most lethal weapons. And today we're going to tell you about the world's fastest army jet. Stay tuned till the end to know all about it. Since the beginning of time, humans have sought to obtain speed. Supersonic aircraft development is one of the major accomplishments in the effort to obtain rapid speed. The Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird is the title of the world's fastest jet aircraft. The military designed the aircraft to evade missiles and interceptors fired at it. The Lockheed A-12 Oxcart, created for the American Central Intelligence Agency, served as the basis for the SR-71. It's worth mentioning that due to these killer weapons like the SR-71, the country is regarded as having the strongest military in the entire globe. Due to its substantial budget, the US Armed Forces have significant capabilities in both defense and power projection, resulting in cutting-edge and potent technologies that allow for widespread deployment of the force throughout the world. And now the most discussed point should be the technical part. What about the internal parts because of which this aircraft has come up with such efficiency? So, the world's fastest jet-powered aircraft has operated in more hostile airspace and with greater impunity than any surveillance aircraft in history. The Blackbird represented the apex of Cold War aircraft technical advancements thanks to its performance and operational successes. The first flight of the original Blackbird, known as A-12, occurred on April 30, 1962. However, the SR-71, which had more fuel capacity than the A-12 and a second seat for a reconnaissance systems officer, quickly replaced the smaller, single-seat A-12. The first SR-71 flight took place on December 22, 1964. This is a twin-engine, two-seat supersonic strategic reconnaissance aircraft with a large portion of its airframe made of titanium and its alloys. The airframe was meticulously molded to reflect as little radar energy as possible, and a radar-absorbing component was added to the paint to achieve the US government's desire for an even smaller radar profile. One of the earliest uses of this stealth technology was this one. In order to reduce radar cross-section, the vertical tail fins are made of a composite laminated plastic-type material. The J-58 turbojet engines from Pratt & Whitney have substantial inlet shock cones. Dealing with the heat posed a number of problems that seemed intractable in terms of material selection and design, with expected temperatures on the aircraft's leading edges surpassing 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The only option for the airframe was a titanium alloy, which offered the strength of stainless steel, a relatively low weight, and a durability at high temperatures. The Blackbird can travel at a maximum speed of Mach 3.2 or around 2259 miles per hour. Theoretically, other aircraft at the time could reach speeds similar to that, but only during brief bursts powered by afterburners. For hours at a time, this revolutionary aircraft can maintain a record-breaking speed. Friction with the atmosphere at such a high speed produces temperatures that would melt a traditional airframe, but this one is invincible. I'm sure that you're already a fan of this beast. With the Blackbird in the arsenal, no one can dare to confront the forces. What do you think? Moreover, during its 24 years of continuous active service in the US Air Force, the Blackbird logged about 2,800 hours of flight time. Even the finest air defense systems were hopeless against the Blackbird's speed and altitude. The control panel's warning light turns red when anti-aircraft weapons are fired at it. But because surface-to-air missiles frequently miss and explode miles away from the intended target, no smart pilot will dare to face this beast. On March 6, 1990, Lieutenant Colonel Ed Yielding and Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Vida broke the speed barrier by traveling from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. at an average speed of 3,418 kilometers, that's 2,124 miles, in 1 hour, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. They arrived at Washington Dulles International Airport at the end of the journey, then handed the plane over to Smithsonian. It was a relentless task that required complete focus to pilot the Blackbird. However, the complicated, adrenaline-fueled duties of pilots make them excited. It needs a full operating team for every mission and an entire focus from everyone involved, similar to what a space mission requires. It's worth noting that this model, which was entirely created from scratch in Bristol workshop, is the product of the union of technology and art. So what are your thoughts about this super fast jet? Tell us in the comments. Thank you for watching.